It won't be long now before Anthem is fully released, and we have now hit the point where basically everyone, short of the gaming media themselves, have said, "This ain't looking so good, what you doing here?" To which I would like to state, what took you guys so long? I've been here for months. I remember a while ago, I think it was at this year's E3, if not before that, I said I don't understand why people are as excited as they are for Anthem, considering how gigantic a fuck up Andromeda was. And lo and behold, now everyone is starting to come around to my side. It just took EA and or BioWare doing a lot of fucked up shit in order for people to get here. I am an old school BioWare fan, long time, since their early beginning days. And yet, I had a more realistic outlook than other people did. How? So, Anthem, first and foremost, looks like Destiny. It plays like Destiny. For all intent and purposes, it is Destiny. It's a massively multiplayer online role playing game, third person shooter. It's Destiny. I don't know how you can argue that it isn't. It's a full price Destiny, and I don't understand why they did this, why EA wanted another Destiny, considering that Activision has gone on record multiple times saying that Destiny just was undersold. It didn't live up to expectations. It didn't make anywhere near the money that they wanted it to. Why are you copying a game that by all accounts was a failure, according to the company? Don't get me wrong, it still made profit, but it didn't make anywhere near the profit they wanted. Now, a lot of people have gotten into the beta, and from everything that I have seen and heard, apparently the combat itself, when you actually get to play the fucking game, because Jesus Christ, those loading bugs, and that was a private beta. I can't imagine what this is going to look like at launch. Always online is such a good thing, isn't it, folks? The game plays fantastically because it's a shooter. It's using Frostbite. Of course, it's going to be a good gameplay game. The only saving grace of Andromeda was that the gameplay in it was actually good. Everything else about it was broken beyond all reason. But the gameplay, the combat, that was some nice bit of game right there. Because Frostbite, that's what it's made for. It's made for shooters. It's not made for role-playing games. They had to reverse engineer it to be able to support a role-playing game. It's not made for open worlds. They had to reverse engineer it to be able to do that. It's not made for what BioWare is trying to do with it or what EA wants BioWare to do with it. Now, I think that this time it's going to work better, and I have to use air quotes better because I'm comparing it to Andromeda. A fucking potato works better than that game did at launch. But I believe that Anthem is going to work better than Andromeda did because they've already had Andromeda to basically be the guinea pig to figure out what Frostbite will, won't do, how it works with these things, how it doesn't work with that. And Andromeda was made by a studio of people who grew up with Mass Effect, not the people who made Mass Effect. So therein lies the difference in experience. I think that's going to have a factor as well. That said, I'll repeat this. When people have gotten in, they've said that the combat was great and the game looked beautiful, but it's as fucking buggy as Andromeda was. That's not a good sign. That really isn't. Especially considering it was a fucking private beta, and they're saying the same things about this open beta that they were about the private one. I don't. How do you fuck up so bad that your servers can't handle and are on infinite loads for a fucking private beta? I can't imagine this is going to work out well when the game actually launches. I'm having flashbacks to Sim City, and that's not something you want to be reminded of. I have this distinct feeling that when the game is released, whichever release you were talking about, are we talking the 15th or the 22nd? Fuck you, EA, and your goddamn charts. So whichever release you're talking about, I have this weird feeling that the servers are going to be working relatively well for that. They'll work well enough for the reviewers, and the game's going to get like 8s and 9s across the board. When people actually get in or attempt to get in, it's going to be an error 37 all over again. The game is going to be complete and total mess. We're probably going to see fan reviews of 5 to 7, and I'm being generous, across the board with this one. Especially when they show the actual in-game microtransactions. Because if they are what was shown in a leaked photo, then yeah, you're getting a lot of 1s and 0s right there. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, and I would like to point and laugh if they will name themselves. Warframe is a free game, and they charge less for their shit. Put that in perspective. And Warframe is basically the free-to-play equivalent of Destiny and Anthem. I honestly don't know what they were thinking with this. Kudos to EA for once again doing the early access demos or betas or whatever they want to call them. I wish more companies would do that. But both times that they've done this with BioWare, this has bitten them in the ass. I'm starting to sense a pattern here. The BioWare of old, either they're being rushed too much right now, or they don't know what they're doing anymore, or both. Because the betas paint this picture of a game that is being released about a year ahead of time and is just a gigantic mess in every way conceivable, short of the main combat. I'm probably going to end up talking about this again when the game actually does get full released. I'm going to enjoy that shit show. I'm curious how the story is going to work. That's my big thing, because from everything that I've read, it's not going to have an actual story per se. Rather, it's just going to have events that happen. You're taking out BioWare writing. That's smart. A company known for some of the best writing in the industry, you're not having them write a story. Brilliant. 10 out of 10. If this game ends up being as bad as I think it is, I will have zero confidence in Dragon Age 4. To some extent, I'll be shocked if BioWare will be alive long enough to release Dragon Age 4, but then if they are, I will have zero confidence in Dragon Age 4 being a good game. I have been burned too many fucking times. I have seen the writing on the wall too many times. I have called it too many times, and yet people want to keep giving BioWare the benefit of the doubt, I think largely because, well, the media does, because EA makes sure that they play nice, and also BioWare has the correct opinions. Ergo, they softball that company compared to any other company. And I think that that's why there are so many people right now that still defend BioWare because they have the correct opinions and they do the diversity thing. I've been there since fucking day one, and yet I'm more of a realist. That should tell you about these fly-by-night fans that BioWare has attracted just to keep itself alive. And I'll say this once again. I don't want Anthem to be a bad game. I actually do want it to be good. I don't like bad games getting released. I want all games to be good, to live up to the full potential that the developers say it's going to have. Do you think I take pleasure in seeing BioWare be this shell of a company that it is right now? Fuck no. I want the Baldur's Gate BioWare back. I want the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic BioWare back. But I'm a realist. I realize that ain't gonna happen because everybody's fucking left. This is what we got now. I'm not going to wear rose-tinted glasses even with my favorite gaming studio. So I'm going to call it as I see it, and as I see it, this game is going to be shit. I would love to be wrong. I would really love to be wrong. I don't think I'm going to be. And yet again, that's a damn shame. Anyway, this has been Math Machine just ranting about how Anthem looks like Andromeda 2.0. Yippee! Fuck. Just end it. Please, stop it now. Peace out.